What's up guys, it's fermagic.
It's uigo.
So today we want to bring you guys a T3 Deadpool review. Now even though that the T2 Deadpool is a disappointment, but then T3 Deadpool is actually pretty good, and we think that he will become a meta in PvP different modes. So now let's first go through what skills the Deadpool has.
So taking a look at Deadpool's skills, his first and second skills are both half iframes. And in the fourth skill is a full iframe, and the iframe is insanely long. It's probably the longest out of every character. And the fifth skill is very special because it is not a full iframe. It only has iframe when it is at the beginning, when the helicopter is coming, and when the helicopter crashed. So it's not a full iframe in the. So you can often see that the skill is cancelled when the helicopter just crashes itself, because that is not an iframe. And when you T3 Deadpool, his T3 skill is a full iframe that is nearly as long as his fourth skill. The benefit of it is that it ignores any iframe, much like other T3 skills like Spidey's, which have massive amounts of DPS.
So in comparison to Wolverine, I think the reason why T2 Deadpool feel underwhelming is because T2 Deadpool is not as tanky as Wolverine is. Because I think Wolverine has the benefit of the all defense 20% bonus buff, and also his uniform gives him reduced damage buff. And also in the uniform bonus stat in the uniforms, Wolverine can get a higher all defense, higher max HP, and even higher attack. So often the case is that Wolverine feels a lot more tankier than a T2 Deadpool. So the problem of T2 Deadpool being is that it's not as tanky as Wolverine, it's just okay, but then the DPS is also not strong enough. So putting Deadpool in a pretty embarrassing and strange position. But then when you T3 Deadpool, you get a really good stat buff. For my Deadpool, for example, my Deadpool went from 40k HP to 53k HP. His defense increased by around 36 to 40%, and his HP has a 36% bonus. Now with that stat buff, I think it overlaps and even exceed the bonus that Wolverine gets from his passive and also his uniform bonus, giving Deadpool finally the thing that can let him really tank attack from the current metas. And not only that, having a T3 skill and also having the attack stat bonus from getting to T3, Deadpool also has a really good DPS, something that Wolverine does not have. And that's why we think that a T3 Deadpool can really be a meta in the PvP modes.
One thing we notice about Deadpool's skill is on his T3 skill, there is a decreased defense, and that can stack up to 100%. And we definitely felt that decreased defense during our World Boss Extreme Mode run. We can see it when he activates his T3 skill, is definitely way more DPS done than before.
So it's kind of like Scarlet Witch, where when you continue to stack his reduced mine resistance skill effect, her DPS starts like getting momentum and become more and more powerful. It's kind of the same for Deadpool. In the World Boss Ultimate run, my Deadpool is running a complete PvP setup: Immune Guard Break, Recovery Rate, Invincible Obelisk, HP Urus, and all that. Even though the ISO is a Power of Anger Hulk, but then my Deadpool is definitely a PvP build. But then you can see as we play through the World Boss Ultimate stage, his DPS kind of gets higher and higher and higher. So I believe that Deadpool can challenge a pretty high stage World Boss Ultimate as well.
On to timeline battles that we've tested against different current metas. Thanos does a very interesting case, because depending on the AI and the build, Thanos and Deadpool are basically on par with each other. Now for Jean and Wanda, you expect them to have like insane DPS, and they're the metas, so to say, but we think that there's only around 30% chance for them to actually kill T3 Deadpool. A fully built one, of course.
So this is a 1v1 scenario. Judging from the test we've done, it's strange, but on manual, T3 Deadpool can kill anything. But then in a 3v3 scenarios like in AT, we can see that T3 Deadpool performs pretty good. His recovery is good, his DPS is good. Seems like even though in 1v1 scenario, Thanos really have a tough matchup for T3 Deadpool, but then in 3v3, I think they're all like 50-50. So I believe that T3 Deadpool is on par with Thanos or Jean or Scarlet Witch in 3v3 scenarios as well.
Because the only way to actually kill Deadpool is with a massive amount of DPS at the instant, because due to his passive of having double HP recovery. When he's under 20% HP, he gets a massive 45% boost of his health. That's the reason why we say that you really need something that can just one-shot him to prevent his recovery. Now to address the elephant in the room is whether T3 Deadpool is worth its asking price, because it costs 1.5 times as any other T3 like Spidey, which is also highly rated. We think that Deadpool is worth T3 because in PvP situation he's basically the second coming of Wolverine, which you can't kill him very easily. You need to one-shot him or else he'll just recover everything back.
Well, for T3 Spider-Man, I think even though Spider-Man is really good in PvP, it kind of depends on the AI, because Spider-Man survives based on his iframes and based on his debuff. So if he doesn't use his best skills, then sometimes he can get hit here and there, and then his HP will just get lower and lower. But then for Deadpool, I think the margin of error is bigger because he has a recovery. The AI doesn't hurt him as much as Spider-Man. So I would say that maybe T3 Deadpool has better consistency than Spider-Man in PvP modes like Timeline, Alliance Conquest, or Alliance Tournament. Now for Extreme Alliance Battle, I don't think that you should rank T3 Deadpool up for ABX, because I already seen a screenshot of certain players scoring 1.9 mil using Winter Soldier in Speed Day. So I think there's no point if you want to score higher in XAB, you should go for Deadpool. You should rather perfect the build of your Winter Soldier and perfect the skill on that character instead.
You're wasting a lot of the kits of Deadpool if you go for PvE contents, because the HP recovery is just really good alongside its very insane stats for now. So that's it. We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.